Hi everybody, Wave 3 News Meteorologist Ryan Hoke here with a Hokey video blog update for this Saturday morning. It is going to be a perfect weekend out there. Calm weather, warmer weather, temperatures in the 50s. Oh man, but do we have some stuff to talk about for next week. This is a fascinating weather pattern, and I think it could be some of the most active weather we've seen, at least for some folks, as we go throughout the next couple of weeks. We'll see how that pans out, but we'll at least show you the potential here coming up in just a second. Let's get to today's Hokey weather fact first. We're talking about weather observations from commercial aircraft. The airliners that you take out of the Louisville International Airport, they are equipped with special weather sensors that send back current weather information as they're rising through the layers of the atmosphere back down to the ground, and these are ingested into the computer forecast models that we use, the GFS, the NAM, the GEM, whatever you call it. Those ingest these points of data that come through the atmosphere from these airliners. Believe it or not, I have to give some props to United Parcel Service, UPS. Those folks were one of the first airlines to test this out several years back, and now airlines like Southwest, Delta, United, all these airlines are now starting to get on board with this, and we get hundreds and thousands of observations per day from all over the United States and now all over the world in places that we usually wouldn't have these forecast balloons being released. This is a big deal during snowstorms and winter storms because we can determine the precipitation type and how that's trending based on some of those observations from the aircraft as they rise through layers of the atmosphere, telling us just how warm they are. It's a fascinating branch of meteorology. I love it, and if you're an aviation geek, this will warm your heart this morning. All right, so we're talking about this weekend and beyond. 50s for this weekend, mix of sun and clouds, a rain to snow scenario as we go throughout Sunday night. It'll be liquid Sunday night, not a problem. Monday morning, still not looking for problems because temperatures will be above freezing. It's Monday afternoon and evening when the snow starts to stick as we go below freezing. That's when the problems start. And with the wind, we could have some low visibilities as well once these snow showers begin to fall. Arctic blast moving in, causing the rain to snow change here, and temps will tumble, certainly. Oh, isn't this beautiful? Our Kentucky One Health SkyTrack camera, it Churchill down, showing us a gorgeous sunshine and sunrise. Just a few high, thin clouds there. Nothing of real consequence. Temperatures starting cold this morning with the clouds clearing out. Upper 20s here in the city, lower 20s in the suburbs and outlying areas. A few of those clouds showing up on the satellite and radar view combined here. Kind of a slug of clouds across portions of southwest Indiana and, of course, Illinois as well. So we'll see an uptick in the cloud cover somewhat this morning, but it's still not going to be a big deal. The sunshine is going to be the bigger deal today, all thanks to an elongated area of high pressure from Mississippi all the way to the mid-Atlantic states. That brings us a southwesterly flow. Whenever we get a southwesterly flow, we overachieve on temperature, especially this time of year. That's why we're concerned about, well, not really concerned, but that's why we're watching the temperatures for this afternoon, because they may get a little bit above what some of the forecast model guidance is showing us. That's why I put us at 52 degrees. If you're heading out to the Cards game at the KFC Yum Center around noon, plan for temperatures to be in the lower 50s, especially as you're heading out from there. If you're going to grab a bite to eat, you won't need the heavy jacket. Just kind of one of those light to medium jackets, if you've got one of those. Maybe a fleece. That'd be a good thing for today. On Sunday, 55 degrees, but the rain showers move in late in the day. So we'll start the day down into the 30s and then eventually working back up into the mid-50s by the afternoon. Fire up the grill. We'll get into some rain showers as we head throughout the after dinner time hours, say after 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the evening. Temperatures begin to drop by Monday morning. Notice how we're already at freezing in Seymour, and temperatures just to the south of the river still holding on to near 40 but still dropping. That's going to present a problem as we go throughout Monday, as we just mentioned. That's the big Arctic blast moving in. Snow showers move in as we go throughout the late morning hours. We may get just enough warm air Monday afternoon for areas east of I-65 to change over to rain for a couple hours, but we'll go right back to snow, and temperatures will plunge below freezing during the late afternoon into the evening. That's when we could pick up some of those road issues across the area, and that's why we need to be careful, as we go throughout Monday night travel-wise here in the city of Louisville as well. Mostly the untreated roads. Temperatures aren't going to plunge so much that road treatment won't work, as in some of the snow events of recent memory here. Now, here is the aforementioned big Arctic blast moving in on the maps that we show you here. It's going to be pretty much peaking by Wednesday morning, Thursday morning in terms of how cold it's going to get. That's why we've got temperatures in the teens then with wind chills probably close to 0 in some places. Here's what it looks like when it comes to snow showers on the GFS model. Just rounds and rounds of snow showers kind of rotating through this big gyre of cold air coming down, kind of these disturbances rotating along the bottom edge of it. That's why we get these snow showers. They should be out of here by Wednesday, say around noon or just thereafter. But by the time we get to that point, the damage will have been done. We'll already get, I think, somewhere upwards of 2 inches of snow between Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So it's not like we're going to get 2 inches of snow all at once. It's going to be over the period of 3 days when we gradually work toward that number, and it'll be up to 2 inches of snow. Some folks may get as low as a half inch, an inch of snow, and I think the heaviest amounts up to 2 inches would be east of I-65. You'll see that on the NAM model and the GFS model defined very well there. They both have high enough resolution that we can kind of see how the effects of the eastern Kentucky upslope flow begins to squeeze out more snow showers from the atmosphere. That's called orographic lift. You've probably seen it mentioned on Brian's blogs and my blogs here before, but that's very important because that's why Lexington can cash in on higher snow totals than we could, and even Frankfort, same story for you folks, because you're already beginning in that upslope trend there of the eastern bluegrass, so that's why they get more snow with some of these events. Thursday, Friday, we start to warm, we start to pull out of this, but we're not going to know really how cold it's going to get, especially Thursday morning, until we get this snow cover down. So you may see these numbers dip even a little more toward the single digits. We'll see how that works out. It's not real clear. The 14-day earliest alert outlook shows us 30s for the 13th, 14th, and 15th. This is very low forecast confidence here. The Euro and the GFS are out to lunch on trying to agree with each other on this, and we're not getting a whole lot of help from the other models, the Japanese, the Canadian model as well. Everything's kind of all over the place. What we're showing you here is the trend in what we think will happen based on the pattern and what looks likely. The pattern looks likely to support another cold blast of air coming in. 13th, 14th, and 15th, this would be a very strong high pressure over Hudson Bay, kind of sinking down into the U.S., and on the 15th, there's a system that we need to watch. This system's going to be one of these southern lows here. It may become a phase system. And notice how the freezing lines over Indianapolis at this time on February 15th. This would be the day after Valentine's Day, so this would be that Monday. Some of the models yesterday, including the Euro, this is the Euro here as well, we're going crazy with some snow, kind of putting a warning shot of a big accumulating snow, possibly as far south as the Ohio River or just south of that even. Today, it's not as bullish. Both the GFS and the Euro a little bit farther north of the river on any sort of snow, but at least the GFS is picking up on it now, because this was the Euro first that had this. The GFS kind of was hinting at it, but now the GFS is kind of flipping between whether it's got it, whether it doesn't, how far south it goes. The latest run that I've seen, the 6Z GFS, looks like the Euro, so we're starting to see some convergence in this, but over the last 24 hours, it's been kind of crazy on the models. So we are giving it a confidence meter of a 3 right now, and you'll see 20s with snow showers on the 16th and 17th. I'm more confident in that right now. Behind the system, whether it's rain or snow, I think we'll see a few snow showers behind it with colder temperatures before we recover. So that's the big question here, is there support for this kind of pattern? Why are we making this forecast when some computer data is saying, well, that's not going to be what happens at all. It's going to be warmer and there's going to be rain. Here's the deal. The GFS cannot see out to the 15th yet on the AO, the PNA, and the NAO. Those are the 3 indices that I like to use to kind of gauge how the pattern's going and if these types of things can be supported. But we can at least get a sense of the trend heading into that period because we can see out to about the 10th or so. Notice how the NAO, or I should say the AO, this is the Arctic oscillation here, is negative. That means the cold air will be coming down from Canada and the Arctic. We had a sudden stratospheric warming event last week. When that happens, that pushes down on the air over the Arctic and it squeezes it down and lets it ooze into the mid-latitudes. That's what we're going to have happen next week. So that's why we're kind of banking on this, because the models may not see that yet. All that stuff going on up above us start to influence the surface weather. The NAO also going negative, but not so much. It's close to neutral. And that's the ability for the air, the cold air, to be locked in over the east, so it may not last long, and that's what our forecast is for this point, so it may not last very long at all. But then the PNA trending pretty positive, which supports a trough over the east, no matter how short-lived it may be, and a ridge over the west, and that's what you really need to get things going. So that's what we've got for you for right now. Looks like a pretty active pattern coming our way. No big storms in the forecast yet, but there's some items to watch. We'll, of course, keep track of them. All right, that's it for now, folks. I'll be back here in for Andy tonight at 6 and 11. You can see him on Sunday Sunrise.